Imagine this. You're in bed with your partner. Things are heating up, but in the back of your mind, a clock is ticking. How long should this last? Are you taking too long? Not long enough. If you've ever had these thoughts, dozens of others do. Today, we're tearing down the myths and exploring the cold, hard facts about sexual duration. This might get uncomfortable. You've heard the locker room talk. You've seen those ridiculous last all night advertisements. But what if I told you that the ideal duration for sex isn't what you think? What if I told you that science says you might be trying too hard? Let's start with a number that might surprise you. 13 minutes. That's right, just 13 minutes. According to research, that's the upper limit of what most people consider desirable for penetrative sex. Not hours, not even half an hour, just 13 minutes. Feeling shocked, relieved, maybe even a little skeptical? Good, because we're just getting started on this journey of discovery about sexual duration. Now, let's dive into what this really means for you and your sex life. First off, it's crucial to understand that this 13-minute figure isn't a hard and fast rule. It's more of a guideline, a statistical average that gives us insight into what many people find satisfying. But here's where it gets interesting. The range of what's considered adequate or desirable is actually quite broad. Sex therapists in one study defined adequate as anywhere from 3 to 7 minutes, while desirable ranged from 7 to 13 minutes. That's quite a spectrum. So, what does this mean for you? Well, it's a reminder that there's no one-size-fits-all approach to sex. Your perfect duration might be different from these averages, and that's completely okay. The key is finding what works for you and your partner. But let's address another matter: the pressure many men feel to last longer. Where does this pressure come from? And more importantly, is it helpful? A lot of this pressure comes from cultural myths and misconceptions. In many societies, male sexual prowess is often equated with duration. The longer you can last, the more of a man you are, right? Wrong. This kind of thinking not only puts unnecessary pressure on men, but can also lead to less satisfying sex for both partners. Why? Because it shifts the focus from mutual pleasure and connection to a performance-based mindset. Think about it. When you're constantly worried about how long you're lasting, are you really present in the moment? Are you truly connecting with your partner? Or are you just watching the clock? This brings us to an important point: quality over quantity. It's not about how long you last, but how satisfying the experience is for both you and your partner. And that satisfaction comes from a whole lot more than just the duration of penetrative sex. Let's talk about the bigger picture of sexual satisfaction. It's about foreplay, emotional connection, communication, and aftercare. It's about the entire journey of intimacy, not just the destination. In fact, for many people, especially women, the duration of penetrative sex is far less important than these other factors. Focusing too much on lasting longer might mean you're neglecting other crucial aspects of sexual satisfaction. So how do we move past this fixation on duration? It starts with honest communication. Talk to your partner about their preferences. You might be surprised to find that they're perfectly happy with shorter durations, or that they value other aspects of intimacy more highly. Here's how to approach these conversations. Choose a comfortable, non-sexual setting to talk. Be open and honest about your concerns and preferences. Listen actively to your partner's perspective. Focus on finding mutual satisfaction, not meeting arbitrary time goals. Now, if you're still concerned about duration, there are ways to address it for those who finish quicker than they'd like. Practice Kegel exercises to strengthen pelvic floor muscles. Try the stop-start technique during masturbation and sex. Explore tantric techniques for energy control, for those who take longer than they or their partner prefer. Practice mindfulness to stay present and enhance sensation. Address any underlying psychological issues like performance anxiety. Consider reducing the frequency of masturbation or changing techniques. Remember, these are only issues if they're causing distress or dissatisfaction for you or your partner. There's no universal right duration. The most important thing is to shift your focus from duration to overall sexual satisfaction. This means prioritizing foreplay and non-penetrative activities, communicating openly with your partner about likes and dislikes, staying present and connected during intimacy, exploring different types of sexual activities beyond just intercourse. Now, here's your challenge, gentlemen. Let go of the stopwatch mentality. Embrace the full spectrum of sexual experience. Focus on connection, on mutual pleasure, on the entire journey of intimacy. Because at the end of the day, the best sexual experiences aren't measured in minutes. They're measured in satisfaction, in closeness, in the smiles and sighs of contentment afterward. Remember, while research suggests an average ideal duration, your ideal could be different, and that's perfectly okay. What matters most is that you and your partner are on the same page, communicating openly and enjoying yourselves. So, are you ready to redefine your understanding of sexual duration? Are you prepared to have honest conversations with your partner? Can you let go of societal pressures and focus on what truly brings mutual satisfaction? The choice is yours. The power is in your hands. And the stopwatch? Well, maybe it's time to turn that off for good. If this discussion challenged your perceptions or sparked some thoughts, don't keep it to yourself. Share your experiences in the comments below. How has society's focus on duration affected your sex life? What strategies have you found for better communication with your partner? Don't forget to subscribe for more myth-busting, life-changing content. And if you found value in this video, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Until next time, gentlemen, here's to better understanding, better communication, and yes, better sex, however long it lasts.